Hi. God, I started to feel awkward real fast.
It's so weird not having the music because normally I can hear the music play all the way through. Cool. I just want to make sure that works. Welcome to another episode of Comics and Coffee. Zach is not here again because he's sick again because that's just what he likes to do in his free time. He just likes to be sick all the
He loves sneezing and coughing all the time. It's
he
great.
keeps walking around this house sick and coughing. I swear to God, if I get sick because of you, Zach, I know where you sleep at night. I will kill you. Mika Midgett's here. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, of course.
How's it going? You have like 15 devices. What's happening here?
Comics, notes, chat.
You took notes?
I took notes. I wanted to make sure I had stuff to say.
I'm going to just go. Jeez, you
I
came
used
more
to work at
prepared
a
than
comic book store.
That's true. Oh, you did?
Yeah, Blast Off Comics.
Did I know that?
I don't think you did. I worked there for like a year, and Zach was like, wait, you worked at Blast Off? I used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you probably bought comics from me at some point.
How long ago was that?
2015? 2014?
I mean, I had been there at that point, but I don't think I ever remember seeing. It was only, what was the owner's name?
Judd.
Judd's
great.
That's pretty much the only person who I saw every time I was there.
Yep.
That was a cool store. Isn't it still a comic book store, but it's owned by someone else now or something?
Yeah, so Blast Off is not around anymore, but they sold it to another comic book store to take over.
Gotcha.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
You read a lot more comics than I did.
I did.
I read nothing.
I read like 6.
I read 1, and I just barely got to the end of it right when we finished. It's been a long day. We were supposed to record our podcast yesterday. We ended up recording it today, so that kind of put us off a little bit. Yeah, I have no other excuses other than I'm just trash, and I just couldn't read it fast enough.
Huck
so
was
I'm
being
sorry.
a butt today, but...
Yeah, well, we still have... Nope, they're both gone.
No, it's right behind you.
They're somewhere over there.
There's a little Australian shepherd behind you.
Hi, Spencer. So we're going to talk about some comics. Unfortunately, Comixology logged out on us, and Zach is upstairs, and I'm not about to get him to come down here to...
I'll do this.
Yeah.
Look here.
We can't zoom from there, but whatever. We'll figure it out. But we also are going to watch the trailer for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I haven't seen this yet.
I haven't either. I'm very excited.
But you're binge watching Clone Wars currently, right?
Yes, I'm in halfway through season 2, so this will probably spoil stuff for me, but I'm totally fine with it.
Oh, you haven't seen it before?
No, I've never watched Clone Wars before. It's
So
okay.
good.
I already know where season 7 takes place, like when it takes place.
Sure.
So
I love that show. I definitely have missed out. I think I've seen around 5 seasons worth, but I know it's been out of order.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it originally came out, it was like not in chronological order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing it in chronological order? Or are you doing it? Oh.
Yep. I already watched the movie. Got everything up to...
Sorry.
Yeah.
That movie, from what I remember, that movie was kind of rough.
It was okay.
And it kind of turned me off from watching Clone Wars. And I had to be convinced by my friends that, no, you should really watch Clone Wars. It's really, really good. No, this was like years ago. And I was like, I don't know, man. The movie was really weak sauce. But
yeah, the movie was pretty weak. Season 2 of Clone Wars, though, Mace Windu just really kicks ass. And I love that guy.
I don't want to see any more spin-off movies on any Star Wars like characters we've already seen. But there is a little part of me that wishes in some alternate reality we could have like a young Mace Windu and just let it be Sam Jackson de-aged.
It'd be great if it was like the micro series where Mace, he like doesn't talk at all and he just kicks so much.
The Gendy Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's, we call that the greatest Star Wars that ever lived in this house.
Yeah.
It's so good. I really wish that they would have left it as part of the canon, but they did not. But I got to meet Gendy. Emily and I got to meet Gendy. How long ago was that? It was like 3 months ago. And all we talked about was Clone Wars. And then he mentioned he lived really close by to here. And I was like, how do I just kidnap you so you can come here and talk to us for an hour about Clone Wars? Because it's so good. But I'm excited for this final season. I remember when the Comic-Con panel happened, it was supposed to be like a retrospective look back at Clone Wars. And there was a little part of me that was like, what if they announce that they're going to do one final season? And then I thought, they're not going to do it. And then I went to Hall H like a dummy and sat through some like boring God knows what panel. And then I looked at my notifications and sure enough, they dropped the first teaser trailer.
Yep.
I was like,
there you go.
God damn it. You're a big Star Wars fan, aren't you?
Huge.
Particularly of Hayden Christensen.
Love Hayden Christensen. He could do no wrong. See,
This
the
is gonna
person
go
that did
downhill real
wrong,
quick.
the person that did wrong was someone who wrote the scripts. Hayden did no wrong. Oh no.
You know, if the scripts were as good for the movies as they are for Clone Wars, I think a lot of people would have looked at Hayden Christensen as an actor very differently.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
Matt Lanter is so good as Anakin Skywalker.
Yep. Yeah. Man. Just mourning his career now. He could have had a good one.
But I do feel like, what is actually the last thing he's done?
It was in 2017. I
Oh,
think.
that's not that long ago then.
He's like a full-time dad now. He's taking his daughter to Disneyland, building lightsabers with her, giving us the Anakin Leia that, like, growing up that we always wanted.
You sound really depressed about this. There's like general heartbreak in this room right now.
He's single now.
Wow.
So.
All right, that means she's gonna leave. She's got other stuff to go do. Does he live in Canada still? Isn't he Canadian? Isn't he from like Vancouver or something?
He is Canadian. I thought that he and his wife lived here though in LA.
You
I
would
could
know
be
better
wrong.
than I would, apparently.
I don't know where they live. Okay.
You went there before this.
Give me 1 second.
Oh my God. Let me check my notes. I'm really curious to see what all these notes you prepared, because now I just feel completely, I should just be fired from this show, because
Yeah, I've
Zach
got,
and I
like-
don't prepare any notes.
I've got like 6 talking points for most of the things that I read.
Great. So you're going to be doing majority of the talking for this entire show. Great. Thank God this show's only 1 hour and not 2.
Yeah.
Is there any other shows or movies you've seen recently that you really have enjoyed?
I'm getting through the rest of Barry right now.
Oh, I need to finish that show. That show was really, really good.
God, what else? Forensic Files, but that's super old.
Is that older than me?
Yeah. It's like a 90s TV show.
Oh,
series.
never mind. I'm older than that.
But they have a new season coming out next month, so it's not that old. God.
What about any movies?
I want to see that new Nicolas Cage movie, The Color something. where he's
Oh,
just
someone
super
recommended that to me. I haven't been to the movies in like 2 weeks, and it's making me a little depressed.
Yeah.
I
Do you
miss
have
it.
A-list?
Of course.
I have A-list. I don't use it as much as I should.
Jeez, you get 3 movies a week.
I know. Color Out of Space. That's what it's called.
That's what it is. Yep.
A
That's
town
the
is
one.
struck by a meteorite and the fallout is catastrophic.
That sounds like a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah. I had someone describe it to me as just a group of CG artists who really wanted to let loose in a movie. And so they did.
As a former visual effects artist, that terrifies me. That is very, very scary. For anybody who's watching on YouTube, we probably should have answered this question at the top of the show. What do you do here at Hyper?
I'm a regular on the Monday show. Why did I phrase it like that? I'm a regular on Colac 1991, which comes out every Monday.
I'm a regular at the local bar from 6 to 9.
I also GM during hyperdrives sometimes, and just fill wherever there's a space. I like to participate in all things hyper.
And this is your... Have you done this before?
I've never done comics and coffee.
Oh, that's right, because you asked me what the format was, and I was like, Zach, it's mostly just Zach screaming and yelling about the TV shows that he likes or doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Meanwhile, you prepare like a bunch of stuff.
I was like driving over here. I was like, do I need to get coffee? Do I have to drink coffee?
Normally we do. I've actually had my first cup of coffee today for the first time in like a week, which is kind of rare because I used to drink a lot more when we would do the show. I would drink 2 before the show, and then at 5 o'clock I would get a third cup, and I think my heart couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
I was like obsessed with cold brew for the last 2 months, and I'm trying to cut
back.
that. Yeah.
Trying to quit.
Because I start getting like caffeine headaches, which sucks. Because there's nothing you can do about those
Yep.
at all.
Yeah, those are the worst. I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I haven't had a headache in a while, and it's probably because I've cut back on so much of my coffee consumption, because I'm real trash when it comes to coffee. And I'm not like Zach, who like, he really enjoys quality. And I'm just like, yeah, just give me the Keurig, because I don't know any better, because I don't know anything about coffee other than you can put some creamer in it.
Yeah.
Or if you're like me, you can put Swiss Miss
Swiss Miss, like
chocolate.
chocolate milk.
Well, it's
Well,
the hot chocolate K-cup, so
Yeah.
it
Wow.
goes in pretty well. It tastes pretty good. Don't judge my life choices.
No, when I go to Starbucks, I always get a hot chocolate with 2 shots of espresso.
See? It's
it
good. You
tastes
should
good.
try it.
You guys want your coffee? Tea?
Oh, man.
Really good tea cookies. Would you like one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love that, Malika.
I guess I'll take a coffee if you're offering.
It's not called tea in comics.
This is really cute. These are called cookies.
Cookies? Oh,
Oh, I have to participate in this?
yeah. It's green tea.
Green tea.
It's a natural caffeine.
See, I'm not going to eat on stream because Zach and I did it last week on our podcast, and I watched the footage. I'm like, this looks weird.
I will
Go for
happily
it.
eat.
Have fun. All right. I feel like I'm being judged by both of you now.
Oh, these are like... These taste so good.
a whole new world. I feel like you just unlocked the secrets to the galaxy.
They're like sugar wafers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very like
wow.
History was
Malika, I
just made
trust
here.
you.
Oh boy, should have just let you two do this show. Do you want to watch this trailer for Clone Wars?
Oh, absolutely.
I might lose my mind, so I'm going to forewarn you now. If I start doing backflips, it's totally normal.
Soon, the galaxy will be remade. The Jedi and the Republic will die.
Yeah, yeah.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi.
Great care we must take.
Why would anyone walk away from being a Jedi? We were trained to be keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
We clones have mixed feelings about the war. Without it, we wouldn't exist.
All part of the plan. The plan.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Is about to change.
Hello there.
Every choice made has led to this.
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? I don't want to wait another month.
Yeah, just drop it
It's
now.
torture. That looks so
Ahsoka-
good.
Ahsoka wall running with
That
her
was
speeder.
awesome.
Oh my god.
The animation looks so freaking good, and it should be to no surprise because Star Wars Rebels was so great. I really, really enjoyed it. It's very, very similar, but there are like subtle differences between the animation of Clone Wars and Rebels. But I feel like they were able to capture, obviously, the Clone Wars incredibly well, while still also doing a little bit of like, I don't know, some sort of like finessing in the look of the characters. It just looks really, really good. And I was actually really surprised with how excited I was to go back into the Clone Wars era. I always was very disappointed, but that it was never a movie. Like they never had one movie. I thought episode 2 was going to focus on the Clone Wars. And I was a little disappointed that we sort of got the beginning and then the tail end of it in episode 3. But thank God, because
I'm
the
stoked we're
series
gonna
was
get a whole
amazing.
season on the Clone Wars.
I know.
And the line from one of the clones saying, "We clones have such a weird view of the war
Yeah.
because without it we wouldn't exist."
Yup.
So good.
Yep. And I think that's like what this show is able to do, is able to really give a lot of these characters dimension. Whereas in episodes 2 and 3, I mean, even Commander Cody, some of those like side characters, they were great in the movie, but we really didn't get to know them in any capacity. They were just sort of there. And I feel like the great thing about this show is it was able to bring in so many of these great characters, and we were able to explore them in so many great ways. And of course, Darth Maul.
Ugh.
Yes.
Anakin's long hair from right before he falls.
Never mind. I'm not gonna admit something. Never
No,
mind.
no, come on.
No,
It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Just pretend the camera's not
Just
there.
pretend there's no internet. Never mind. Nope. I'm not. Once you go down the dark path, forever will dominate your destiny, and I'm not gonna bother. The one thing that is interesting though is the shot of Anakin and Padme. She's clearly pregnant, but Anakin doesn't find out until episode 3 that she's pregnant. So I wonder if they're gonna do some retconning. Will it matter?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Or maybe no, that wouldn't make sense. There's no way that any part of this show could take place during episode 3 because I just don't think that timeline wise it would work. Unless there's some sort of time jump in episode 3 that they never explicitly mention that we can kind of assume happens. But I don't know. Seeing Ahsoka Tano with those 2 lightsabers is
Going up against Maul.
Yeah.
So good.
Is there a part of you that was a little bummed that Sam Witwer voiced Darth Maul in Solo and not the original actor who did him in episode 1?
Ray Park?
Or what? No, it was what's that actor's name? Ray Park played him, but the actor was one of the members of the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy. He played the Tick on Amazon. What was that actor's name? Peter something.
The Tick? Isn't he the guy that's in all of the Disneyland rides?
That's the old Tick show. But the new
Okay.
Tick show that's on Amazon, it's a different actor. Peter something. I forget his name. I'm sure the chat room will yell at me and tell me. Peter, Sarah something. Peter Safowitz, that one.
Peter Safowitz?
Yeah, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays one of the members of the Nova.
Oh, that guy.
Clan.
Oh, he's Daddy Cohen from the OC. Of course. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
He plays the dad in the OC. A very fantastic TV show.
Wait, the one with Ben McKenzie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, I thought I was old.
Wow.
I'm gonna pay for that one.
I'm an Adam Brody fan.
You know who's supposed to play the Flash?
Adam Brody? Oh, that would have been really good. He
But now
has the
he's in
humor
Shazam.
for it.
Yeah, now he gets to be in the Shazam movie.
Yeah.
So I guess it all worked out for him. I'm really excited about this. I would love to do some sort of like. We said we were gonna put these on hold for a while, but I would love to do some sort of like watch along or I don't know, some sort of podcast or something talking about it because it's been such a good series and I just need to finish binge watching the other 6 seasons because I have 30 days and
You can do it.
I think it's possible. I heard you don't sleep, so it's fine. Malika will just find me in the office again tomorrow at 5 a.m. watching seasons 1 through 3, I guess. Damn. So good. I cannot wait for this. How do you think it's going to wrap up?
I don't know.
If it has to sort of like tie into Revenge of the Sith, but also leave some loose ends open for Star Wars Rebels. Have you seen Rebels?
No, because I need to watch that one as well. Do you think Darksaber is going to show up in this season? Or are we leaving that solely? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, guys.
It's a great show, everybody. I would imagine they're going to start sprinkling a lot of that stuff in, especially with Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian just full on came out and was like, yeah, Darksabers, we're going to bring this in and this is going to be part of the world and the universe.
That was such a cool shot. Him cutting himself out of the plane.
I was sitting, where was I? Oh, I was in San Diego for Christmas and I was watching it. And my family, well, except for my brother, they have not been watching Mandalorian. So I was in the living room watching, and my mom was just looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you don't get it. Important things are
I
happening.
had the same reaction watching it with Ethan. And he was like, oh, that's a cool lightsaber. And I'm like, you don't understand.
Don't get it. The context, Ethan. The
This
context.
is the first Jedi Mandalorian blade.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Things matter. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see how they sort of do that and how they wrap stuff up because then, well, I don't want to spoil anything because you haven't seen it. So this is like when Zach tries to talk to me about Watchmen or Crisis and I hadn't watched any of them.
I haven't
He's like,
watched Watchmen yet.
Zach cannot yell at me about anything anymore.
No, he can't.
Watchmen is so good. Everyone who's watched us every week knows I didn't get into it until the 4th episode. And Zach was like, dude, you have to watch it. We have to talk about it. It's so good. It's so groundbreaking. It's so different. And I was like, I don't know. I've just never had it. Not that I didn't have an interest. I just didn't trust that they would be able to elevate the source material. I was way wrong. There's some great callbacks to Superman, and it's just amazing. It's really, really good.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
You should. But I will warn you, my mom, who's not that she doesn't like superhero stuff, she likes it. She went to go see Endgame opening weekend, but I didn't know if Watchmen was going to be her cup of tea.
Okay.
And she binge watched 3 episodes the first night. I watched it with her. And then like 2 days later, she had texted me. She's like, Watchmen, thumbs up. And I was like, oh shit, you really committed. That's amazing. So I think you would really like it. It's incredible. It's just like probably one of the best shows of 2019 for sure. And they announced it's not getting a second season, which actually made me kind of happy.
Yeah. I thought it was always the plan to not have a second season. Like the writer never planned on it.
Yeah.
He wanted to just write this story and then step back.
Yep. Which I think like I wish sometimes more shows would do. One of my favorite shows is Smallville. I don't care what anyone says. I love that show.
I've never seen it.
Jesus. It's on Hulu, all 10 seasons.
Okay.
So I
group
recommend
it with Heroes.
Okay.
Because it came out around the same time.
Yeah.
It's like that genre, or not genre, that generation.
Sure.
Heroes like
is that in your old comments?
No. I mean like that generation of TV shows.
Yeah.
And Heroes just kind of like bored me after 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, you didn't like the first season?
I got bored. I like could not pay attention.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the first season was, at the time at least, some of the best superhero storytelling. Again, there weren't a lot of superhero shows back then. I think what I loved about it so...
Yeah? Okay.
My God.
All right.
I think what I loved about it was it really treated the show like a comic book, which I thought was kind of fun. That it was like chapter, and then it was the end of a volume. But
I loved Hero, the character.
Yatta.
He was fantastic.
He was great. Then after volume 1, it was not the same. There was a writer strike, and it lost a lot of the people who worked on it. And then by season 3, you were like, okay, this show is done. But season 1 is very, very good. Lots of people saying they love Smallville. Hero season 1 and half of 2 was great. Yeah, because I think half of that show was written. The season 2 was written before the writer strike, and then by the end of it, it kind of got a little weird.
Have you been watching the Arrowverse big thing that's been happening?
Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah. But they
Yes,
also
I did.
have Green Arrow and the Two Canaries.
Yeah, that started was that yesterday? What's
I
today?
think it was
Wednesday?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I saw Gail Simone on Twitter. She was going off.
Really?
Yeah.
In a good way or a bad way?
She was like, I really want to be able to write one of these canaries, so please watch this and get it greenlit. Also, Olicity sucks.
Oh,
like, oh,
dang. Just went straight for it.
She got people mad.
And just a twist for good luck. So I don't watch those shows on a weekly basis because I tend to find them kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's very rinse and repeat.
Well,
Like,
it's also very like rom-com. They focus so much on the romantic elements.
They do. And Flash did the same thing in the first season, but I thought what it did so incredibly well was that the stakes, the emotional stakes and the drama, it felt very, I don't know, it felt real, and it felt like they were really trying to do something different than what Arrow had done, and definitely different from what Legends of Tomorrow would eventually do. But I feel like Flash has definitely lost its sort of like magic from where it was.
I watched that scene where they brought both Flashes together, and
Ezra Miller?
It felt very weird.
It was definitely something that was done very late in the game.
Yeah.
The producers talked about it. They got a call from a producer at Warner Brothers or some executive, and they were like, hey, would you want to put Ezra Miller in your crossover? And they were like,
I guess. Sure.
We're picture locked, but yeah, we'll do it because, like, of course, every person on Twitter is going to freak the fuck out about it.
And they kept it secret, which I'm impressed by.
I was super impressed that they were able to do that. I wonder if that was really like 3 people on set to run that whole thing. I liked Crisis on Infinite Earths for the most part. It's pretty uneven in a lot of it. I was just super excited that I got Tom Welling, Erica Durance as Clark and Lois from Smallville, and then we got to see Brandon Routh as Superman again.
And he got to like redeem himself. Yeah. Brandon Routh is my Superman.
If they gave Brandon Routh Superman an HBO Max TV series, I would probably have a heart attack and die before it came out because I'd be so happy. Oh my God. He was great. He was plagued by such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
That movie was so problematic and bad. I don't know. It was a bummer because I really thought that movie, when it originally was coming out, I thought, oh, this is an opportunity for audiences to love Superman. And then he's fucking creepy and weird. And I was like, great, we messed that up real good. Man of Steel does a better job, but I still feel like the 70s Christopher Reeve movie sort of did the best job, at that time at least, encapsulating what Superman sort of represented. And I think we're getting back to that. I think Tyler Hoechlin, who plays Superman on Supergirl, he does a really good job capturing that essence of who Superman is. But then seeing Brandon Routh as Superman, you're like, oh my God, we really did this guy dirty.
Yeah.
Please give him a show.
Anytime I look at Brandon Hoechlin, I just think of Teen
Tyler
Wolf.
Hoechlin?
Tyler Hoechlin. I think of Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
I can't get it out of my head.
I never watched that show, but I know he was on it.
Whew.
So every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, you're the dude from the MTV Teen Wolf show.
Well, unless you're like a teenage girl who likes seeing guys shirtless, the show won't really do too much for you. Because I think that show was just an excuse to get Tyler Hoechlin and what's-his-face shirtless the whole season.
Did y'all see the Easter egg in the Clone Wars trailer?
No.
Apparently there's an Easter egg in this trailer.
Soon, the galaxy will be remade.
Don't spoil it. We're watching it.
Guy.
That I know.
There's a shot of a Padawan.
I sense a plot to destroy the
Oh,
Jedi.
oh shit.
It's Canon.
It's so weird that you said that, because I was like, okay, I'm looking,
Thank you.
and then I look in the background, I'm like, that silhouette looks a lot like Kanan.
Yep.
She doesn't know. She hasn't seen Rebels, so she doesn't know.
I know Kanan is Freddie Prinze Jr., right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, love that
He
guy.
also appears in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a voice.
Mhm.
Yep.
He do a voice.
He do a voice.
So yes, I just thought I'd bring that to your attention.
Okay.
I like to
Okay.
think you just came over to say that.
I feel like you come over every week and you're like, there was an Easter egg here, there was an Easter egg there, and I'm like, I guess I need to watch these in half speed every time I watch them. Yeah. Emily should make those YouTube videos of people who watch them at like 0.5 speed. Like, I noticed these 100 things. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. We need someone like that, because I'm not going to do it. Well, that's a cool little Easter egg. No one in the chat room brought that up.
Wow. Let us down, chat.
I know. What the hell? Kanan from Kanan and Kel. You see yourself out right now. How dare you? Thoughts on Eliza Dushku as She-Hulk? Is that confirmed?
Is that confirmed?
I'm going to open Twitter right now, and if that's not confirmed, I'm going to be real mad that you guys are hyping this up and it's not confirmed. I don't see
Who
anything.
would you want as She-Hulk?
That's an excellent question, Mika.
Jesus.
I don't watch Star Trek, so I don't have that context. Again, I don't watch Star Trek. I don't see anything trending, and I'm sure that would be trending if that were the case.
It reportedly starts filming this summer.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think Gina Carano would be good as She-Hulk.
Just straight from Mandalorian and
Just
over to
straight from
She-Hulk.
Mandalorian and She-Hulk. She's got the muscles.
We're just gonna take all the Star Wars and Marvel actors, and we're just gonna put them in a bowl and
Keep
just
them in
mix
one.
them up. And it's like the lottery.
Pick it out.
Just pick a number. All right, Gina Carano. Okay, this guy and that guy. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Rosario Dawson would. I'd be okay with that.
I think the only reason they wouldn't do that is because
She's already
in
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that why the aspect ratio changed? What happened? Now I'm worried that you guys are making paranoid about
I think
technical
we
stuff.
were talking about a movie. We were talking about Superman or something.
Oh, we were talking about crossover, that thing. But I mean, Gina Carano would be good. I'm trying to think of like who else. Rosario Dawson would be really, really cool. I would also be completely 100% okay with them finding someone new. I think
like a total new face.
Someone who has had some experience, but that's what I love about the superhero movies and TV shows, you have an opportunity to cast unknowns and surround them with very well-known supporting actors. I think that's why movies like Superman and Batman Begins work really well. Christian Bale, you didn't really know him unless you really followed his work.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Equilibrium and I love American Psycho, so I already knew what I was getting myself into, and I really wanted him to actually get cast as Batman, so that was really great. But yeah, I think it's an opportunity to bring in some new people.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Great.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. If they ever made Gargoyles as a live action movie, Rosario Dawson could make a perfect Eliza Maza. I haven't actually watched Gargoyles since I was a kid. I know it's on Disney Plus currently. There's so much stuff to watch. I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Unless I stay up till 5, and I already do that editing stuff. So I don't know how I can squeeze in some other show or movie. Unless I'm Zach. He can multitask. Are you one of those people that you can do work on something work related, but also watch a movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck, I'm screwed. I can't do that.
I can fully type while not looking and singing a song totally unrelated. I can really multitask.
Thank God you don't work in this office. That'd be insane. Just da-da-da-da-da-da,
I don't
just
need
singing.
to sing a song. I'm just saying if there's music playing, I can completely sing along.
I cannot. I'm the worst. But whatever.
Christian Bale and Thor: Love and Thunder. Who do you? Has it been announced who he's playing? Someone.
There was just some speculation that he might be playing Beta Ray Bill, but none of that is confirmed or anything. That's sort of just what people have been saying.
Hector's in chat asking my progress on Clone Wars. I'm halfway through season 2.
Dang.
I've made an entire season of progress.
Judge,
since
jury,
I
and
last
executioner
talked to you.
over here.
I know.
Jeez, are you watching it in 3D, Mika?
No, but I did order the 3D jumper, so we'll be watching that soon, Hector. Thank you. And you're gonna be there.
I was waiting for. I just want the invite. I just want to watch anything in 3D. That's all I want. Yeah. So I don't know. Who could Christian Bale play? So here's the thing with me when it comes to Thor. Zach has been yelling at me for the last year because I haven't read Jason Aaron's run of Thor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, which obviously is a much longer run than 1 year, but I'm waiting to read that. I don't know if I should start it now or if I should start it after Thor: Love and Thunder comes out. Have you read any of it?
I haven't.
Oh. Mm-mm. I need some advice. I need help.
He was telling me about the Hulk series that's legit horror.
I don't know if that's is it the current one?
I think it's the current one
Hulk?
where it's literally just horror. He turns into Hulk during the night. Bruce Banner can die, and if he dies, Hulk still comes back at night.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
See, I should be reading more Marvel comics, but the way we kind of segment and break out the show is Zach will usually focus on Marvel and half of the indies. Then I'll focus on DC and the other half of the indies. But for the last 2 weeks that we've been doing this show, every time I look at the pull list, I'm there's really nothing that I'm that interested in. Or it's an issue 1036, and I'm like, cool, man. Let me go read the other 1035, and then
I showed up to read all of Zach's pulls to take over for him, and he's got issue number 38, issue number 14.
Yeah.
I'm all right, I'm just gonna make some guesses.
I mean, he's also somebody who on Tuesday night at midnight he'll just literally sit in bed, download, and just and he'll stay up till 4 a.m. reading all of his books. Whereas I don't have an iPad and I use his account because it's a company account. So I'm at 2, I'm Zach, you want to log me in there, bud, so I can read something, so I can be somewhat informed on what's happening.
On the Christian Bale topic again,
Mm-hmm.
Beta Ray Bill. He would do great just voicing a Beta Ray Bill, I think.
And I feel like it'd be an easy job for him. We
Yeah.
have to just wear pajamas to work for 3 months.
Yeah.
That could be fun. I would actually. Well, I guess he technically has done motion capture already. He played. What's the snake character in the Jungle Book?
Oh, no, did he play the snake?
Yeah, in the Andy Serkis version that went to Netflix, not the Disney one that Jon Favreau directed.
Does it start with a
Or
B?
no,
I thought he played the Panther.
The Panther. You're right.
Because
I'm
the
wrong.
snake was ScarJo.
That's right. I'm just gonna drink my coffee because I don't know.
Wow, Hector's mad at you.
Shut up. Be quiet. That was ScarJo, dude. Oh, wait. Thanks, Hector. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Now he's just going to roast me about it on Friday when I see him. Awesome. Great. People are asking in the chat where you got that Mando shirt.
I got this from Box Lunch. It is a store in most malls. I don't know.
It's definitely in Glendale.
It's literally just reskinned Hot Topic. It's Hot Topic's charity company.
Oh,
where
really?
whenever you buy stuff from Box Lunch, they buy lunches for people that can't buy lunches.
I did not know that.
And their merch is way better than Hot Topic. It's less edgelord.
Okay. I did not know that. I've been in that store a few times. Emily and I have gone in there, and I always want to buy something. I was like, this is definitely like not my age range.
Yeah.
Of stuff.
Yeah.
Even though they have a PlayStation like 1 T-shirt, I'm like, I'll pass.
They have really cool designs, and they do like fan art contest where they'll put fan art on merch and pay the artist for it.
Really?
Which is really nice.
Damn. Well, that's really cool. I had no idea about any of that, but I guess since I don't shop there on a regular basis, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stuff? I think Hector was asking if you have any other stuff that's on your docket for binge watching after Clone Wars.
Rebels. I have to watch that now after Clone Wars. And then I think I'm going to take a step back from watching stuff because I just got Thrawn, the first book, and I really want to read Thrawn and read the whole trilogy.
Oh, the original books?
Yeah.
You know, I have that book. I checked it out of the library in 1997.
Oh, no.
And I never returned it.
Oh, no. You're going to get arrested.
I'm going to get Rick Moranis, like in that movie Bully, where he owes like green eggs and ham after like 30 years. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the new Thrawn book, which I haven't read, but I heard it does a really great job of taking the character and, hey.
Whoa, you came up real fast.
Sure.
No. No, I'm so busy. I've got so much work to do.
Wow.
No, we can stay. Yeah.
If anything, I can just bring Kaiju over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Party with the dog. Yes, I am a criminal. Oh,
I
well.
have a book out from 2015.
Ooh. But I bet you don't owe them $10,000 like I do.
No.
I really would like to know how much I actually would owe.
I feel like it has to cap at how much the book costs. And you just pay for the book.
Look, we live in America.
You're right. Yeah.
They'll rob you if they can. Let's be real. Come on now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to read the Thrawn book. I definitely... So you're going to read it after you watch Rebels?
Yeah.
Not that it really matters, I guess, because they completely changed the canon.
Yeah.
So it's not really going to matter, but...
I also want to go back and read all the stuff that's not canon now, like the Jason Solo stuff and Ben Skywalker.
Oh.
Because those runs seem really cool. And even if it's not canon, it'd still be cool content to...
I remember I had a book called Kenobi's Blade, and it had something to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. And I think it was Han and Leia's kids find it somewhere, like in the remnants of the... I don't remember exactly, but yeah. And then Jedi Apprentice is actually really good, too.
Okay.
It's about young Obi-Wan Kenobi when he gets recruited by Qui-Gon Jinn, and they first meet each other. It's a really fun series. I mean, look, I was like, how old was I when that movie came out? 12. So I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool.
I think this might be controversial. I think Qui-Gon Jinn is the best master to teach.
I feel like he was the most practical.
I feel like if Qui-Gon had lived
honest.
and had taught Anakin himself, and Obi-Wan hadn't, Anakin would have never even like gotten close to
I think so too.
being evil.
I really do hope that we see Qui-Gon Jinn in the Kenobi series.
Yeah.
Please bring back Liam Neeson.
Oh my God.
Liam Neeson's, bring him back.
That would be so good.
It'd be amazing. Well, I mean, Yoda tells him, he's like, training for you I have, you know? So
is the Obi-Wan series before the events of...
it's
4,
8
5, and
years
6?
after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
So what is that? 7 years before A New Hope?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be before Rebels as well.
Hell yeah.
Because Rebels takes place not right before, but takes place before Rogue One.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you like a whole breakdown of the timeline?
Yeah,
I can
let's
bore
break
you.
this
I can bore
timeline
you to
up.
death right now. No, but I think that's what makes me really excited about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. One, I love Ewan McGregor, and I thought he was probably my favorite part of the prequels.
I love Ewan McGregor.
See?
the best.
He's got fans. It took you guys 15 years to make a damn show with him. So I'm excited to see him, but I'm also really curious what the hell the story's going to be. Because
Yeah.
if he's a hermit in hiding, how much
Is it going to be like
room do you have?
Mandalorian where he just kind of like does odd jobs and has a little baby to take care of? Oh, no.
I have to pay for food.
He has a baby Jawa that
Oh
he's
my
just
god. Never seem to remember owning a droid. Very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm really I also hope though that it's one of those one season shows.
yeah.
I know a lot of people are probably going to think that's a dumb idea. Mandalorian, because of where it takes place in the timeline, I feel like you can get away with doing multiple seasons. I guess technically with the Obi-Wan show you also could, because you have 7 years of unexplored time. But I don't know. I feel like when it starts rubbing up against the other movies.
But I'd also like
timelines
to
always
leave some
conflict.
of Obi-Wan's stuff in, like, shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, I don't need to know every detail, like what he had for breakfast for 18 years. I'm okay with not knowing those details, but I am excited for the show. But I am excited to also find out why 8 years in particular. If they just looked at, they're like, well, it's about in between, so we have enough.
This gives them
room.
enough time where if we do something drastic, it can...
Yeah, I think they also just didn't want to step on the toes of Rebels or Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
Watch the show.
Jeez.
You want to talk about some comics?
Yeah.
We vamped about Star Wars for 42 minutes. That's a worldwide record. I can't even do that with Zach, and he claims to love Star Wars.
Yeah, well, does he wear Mandalorian shirts?
Zach wears this. Well, I can't really say much. I do too. We live in the same house. We just wear the same thing over and over again. I love my flannels. They're my favorite.
Out of all the comics you read this week, what's your favorite one?
Shut up. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 1. I will say that was a really hard comic book to get through.
It was tough. They threw a lot at you.
They threw a lot at you, and I feel like at the same time, nothing happened.
No,
Like,
until the
things
very
happen.
end.
Yeah, like-
when they revealed Hercules.
Yeah, like
but
stuff happens, but I'm just like,
it
dude,
was
this
very
is
much like,
boring.
hey, we have to go fight Zeus.
Yeah.
And-
And they drew Zeus to look like Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
In one panel, and I was like, oh, what are we hinting at here? What are we saying here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really couldn't get into it. I know part of it, and I talk about it all the time, is like, I never grew up on Marvel, so I'm not that invested in the comic book versions of the characters. I really like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I've never really been invested in Star-Lord or any of those characters. So when I read them, I'm kind of just like, I don't know. I'm kind of reading it just for the sake of reading it.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, there were a few like touching...
Oh, cool. You're getting props for burning me. Thanks. Great. Awesome.
There are a few touching moments between Peter and Rocket when Rocket's like, hey, Groot doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
You're my oldest friend.
Yeah.
Also, Groot's mohawk hair.
It's pretty great.
Chef's kiss.
It's pretty great. Yes, this is the Al Ewing Guardians. So timeline-wise, I have no clue really like how this lines up with other events that have happened. So yeah, I think getting into it for me personally was a little tough, and it felt really long. It's only, I think, 27 or 28 pages.
Because you and I both got to the mid-break where they have just a panel that
Yeah.
looks like the end of
It's
a
like the
comic.
credits.
And we both were like, oh, cool, that was quick. And then swiped again and was like, oh, we're only
I'm like,
halfway
oh
done.
my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know. I really had a tough time with this book. It also could have just been, we've just been doing other stuff, and I really hadn't had, I was like, reading, answering emails. So that could just be on me.
They also didn't do a lot of showing Marvel Boy's powers, even though
Yeah.
they spent like a whole page talking about how bizarre his powers are.
Yes.
I was very excited to see his fingernails explode and his
As one
saliva
does.
being a psychedelic drug. So like him kissing someone and then they're just tripping balls.
Yeah.
But they didn't really do any of that.
No.
But it is the first in a series. So,
But Hercules looked real tasty at the end there.
oh yeah. All locked up.
Yeah. Well, you've got the other 5.
Um,
And normally we like show them on screen, but we were locked out of Comixology, so I can't do that for you guys.
the first one I read this week was The Amazing Spider-Man issue 38.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was not the J.J. Henry Abrams comic.
Yeah. But
I have not liked those.
I haven't
Neither
read
has
any of
Zach.
them. But you did warn me against them.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm all for J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man teaming up, being part of the same team, and that's basically what this issue was.
Mm-hmm.
I like the new Bugle look that his daughter creates, it's basically just a clickbait news center. And he's like, yeah, I'm ready to work for a news center. And she's like, we don't research anything. We just put clickbait articles and hope that someone clicks them.
Didn't they just do that in the movie?
Yeah.
Infowars.com/Daily Bugle.
Yeah, that's true. And there's like a great, they try to put out an article about Hydra Cap and they shoot to Bucky Barnes and he's like, this is not Cap. Are you fucking kidding me? It's pretty great. I like Bucky Barnes a lot.
We know, Mika. We know. If I were to describe you in 4 images, it would be Winter Soldier, Hayden Christensen, Milk, and Spaghetti.
Okay. All right. That tracks. Yeah.
See?
And sharks.
Checks out.
You missed that.
Sharks?
Yeah.
Well, I said 4. So I guess 5. We'll say sharks.
I'd have to say my favorite pull from Zach's pull list this week was Web of Venom, The Good Son. It is a horrifying series start. It follows Eddie Brock's son Dylan and Norman Osborn's grandson Normie Osborn, and they're basically like both very troubled boys being kept in Norman or Harry Osborn's house. And you start to feel very sympathetic for Normie because Dylan is real bad.
Really?
Oh, he's not good. He's like got his own symbiote vial and he's keeping it hidden and he's talking to these like beings through portals. And Normie just wants to be a normal kid and not listen to the voice. Yeah, he wants to be Normie. He wants to listen to...
I didn't write it. They did, okay?
He doesn't want to listen to the voices in his head that tell him to kill people. But Dylan is like, dude, we should break out. We should go. We should control things. And he like puts the symbiote on a raccoon and he does a bunch of really
what
fucked
the
up
hell?
shit. Yeah.
All right, now I'm intrigued. Now I have to read this.
Yeah, and they like wear masks and it's just very creepy. Yeah.
Looks like Jason Voorhees from over here. That's terrifying. I know Zach's been reading a lot of the Venom stuff, and I know he's normally not the biggest fan of Eddie Brock, but he said some of the recent stuff has been really weird and has made that character much more interesting because it's doing things that traditionally hasn't been done with Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So I should check out some of the stuff and read more of it, but I always get nervous jumping into, was this an issue number 1?
Yep.
Oh, then I have no excuse.
You have no excuse.
I normally don't like jumping in at issue 5 because then the pressure is like, great, read the first 4 so you understand what's happening. But if I'm trying to read this week's pull on top of 4 additional books, then it's very time consuming. just putting that out there. It's very time consuming.
Atlantis Attacks was another issue number 1. That one was pretty cool.
Did you just read Marvel?
I read.
Oh, I guess it's Zach's
I was
pull,
gonna
so that
read
makes sense.
from the bottom all the way up on his pull, and I only got through the Marvel, and then a few of the indies. But Atlantis Attacks is fun. It's about the city of Pan, which is a portal city, and of a bunch of Asian cities. It's really cool to see a bunch of Asian superheroes take front charge of this book. And it's Namor trying to bring down the city of Pan because they've held a dragon beneath the city to power the Pan cards.
Makes sense.
And
As
so
one does.
It's Amadeus fighting Namor?
The Submariner.
The Submariner. And they have a really cool shot, a one-page shot, where Namor is going against Amadeus. And then he's like, I've got my friends with me. And it's just all of the Asian superheroes coming to fight Namor. And Namor's like, I'll give you 24 hours. Peace. I'll be back.
Go. Bye.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's like the equivalent of an Avengers Assemble moment.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
It's pretty rad. And then Namor has a good quote where Amadeus says, are you a hero, Namor, or a monster? And Namor says, I'm a king, so I'm both, just like you. I was like, ooh.
Okay.
That's a hard-hitting quote. Love that.
Look at Hector. Look at this saucy guy.
Ain't no why. Okay. Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
Hector, do you want to come do this?
He's just sitting there just like...
You have 10 minutes to come in.
Just judging so bad. He's like, Adam, you got to read some Marvel comics, damn it. I'm going to bring you some tomorrow. They're going to be great. I'm bringing 5 volumes. Damn you. See? I'll be right there. This guy. I'm helpful.
That's really funny.
What else did you read?
Another one
This is your show now, by the way.
know.
I've completely just disconnected from everything that's happening.
Excalibur #6, which is about Captain Britain. God, what was her name? Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically her trying to save her brother. It's #6. I haven't read the first 5, so I was just trying to connect dots here. But it's her Apocalypse is trying to get her to save her brother Brian from being under the control of a witch. And Jamie is like, her other brother is this king. And there's a really cool fight between Betsy and Brian when he's mind controlled and she has to kill him. And it's just very emotional. And then she has to convince Jamie to bring him back to life. And he's like, why? He's dead. You did it. It's just really, really cool. The suit that that Brian wears later on is just reminiscent of knight armor. It's really, really cool. But yeah, for the 6th issue, I took what I could from it. It's really cool though.
I've definitely jumped into issue 6s just to see if I like that one issue and without context, I can sort of make out what's happening. Then I'll definitely go back and I'll read the first 5. I did it with Blade Runner. Oh, look who it is. This handsome guy. Come here. Give me a hug. Ah, he's blushing. Okay. I did with Blade Runner. Blade Runner, the comic book has been really, really fun. And I read issue, I think it was 3, and I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So I went and I threw on the Blade Runner soundtrack, and I was like, goodbye, world.
Yeah.
And it was really good. I really liked it.
There is one comic that Zach didn't pull that I pulled on my own. It's the Ghostbusters #1. And
I knew somebody would.
I have to say, it is very heartwarming to watch like Winston talk about being introduced to the team and describing Ray and Egon and all of them. Also, they fight a Poe ghost, Edgar Allan Poe ghost, and that is just awesome of itself.
I love you too, Hector. Thank you.
Love you, Hector. You didn't say it to me, but I'll say it to you.
How dare. How dare. So it gives you a little bit of context as to like how he came into this whole thing.
It explains that he's the first one to ever be interviewed as a Ghostbuster. And
oh, yeah, it's true.
so he just basically is like, well, here's how it started. I got hired, and then 2 days later, I was already on the field working. And he explains like his first moments with Egon and Ray and the rest of the team. And it's really, really heartwarming. The banter's fantastic. It makes me think of the old movies. Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that movie. Probably not as much as people like you and Emily who like love Ghostbusters. I really do like it. Not that I don't like it, but it's different when you like grew up with a particular movie and you watched it over and over and over and over. And Ghostbusters wasn't necessarily one of them, but every time I do watch it, I really enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to that movie. But it's not coming out till like July. But you can go watch your trailer reaction now.
It's up there. I've rewatched our trailer reaction.
Really?
Yeah. Just to see that we didn't miss anything. Because I saw the comments were like, the mine's name is this. And I was like, we talked about it.
Here's the thing. People just watch the reaction, the 2.5 minute portion of a 15-minute
and
video.
And then they pause and they're like, I've got thoughts.
Yeah, and then they're like, you missed all these 15 things. I'm like, well, if you watch the other 10 minutes, you dingus, you would find out that we actually did talk about the Shaft. We covered everything. So give it a watch from start to finish.
But that's about all I read this week or today.
This week, over the course of the last 3 hours, because we asked you this morning to show up for this show.
I read a little bit of Middle West, issue 14. But it was the 14th issue. I wasn't really sure what was going on. The art style is great. And the name Middle West, it made me think of the Midwest. And I think that's the point. It was really cool, though.
Yeah. What other comics do you have any comics that you keep up with on a weekly basis, or does it kind of just depend on?
It really depends on how much I love the source material. I haven't read regularly since probably a year after I stopped working at the comic book shop, just because I got too busy and I couldn't go back and get a pull list every week.
Well, and also comic books are not exactly like the cheapest thing.
Yeah. And
it's really easy to spend $30 in one day.
Yeah, and it's not that easy to keep up with one run.
Yeah.
If it's like a Marvel comic, you have to read every other run in that series.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't really kept up too much lately with anything.
Space Bandits is really good.
Okay.
If you want to, so again, like I've been doing a lot of like indie reading. That's so that's really good. What's the other one? Jesus, Murder Falcon. Murder Falcon is awesome.
You wear that shirt all the time, the Murder Falcon shirt.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The artist and the writer on that, he's a really cool guy. He's actually wrote what's the Death by Day, I think the Wonder Woman book is, that came out like a couple weeks ago. Really, really good. It's like a very metal, like Wonder Woman, very metal, just blood, and it's really good.
Hell yeah.
What else did I read? Something is Killing the Children is a very good book as well. That's very much like a horror mystery type of
I
book.
really want to get more into horror comics.
John Carpenter presents Tales from
Perfect.
Tales from
You've
Outer
already
Space.
got me. You just said John Carpenter, and I'm like, all right.
Well,
give it to
the
me.
one thing I do wish is I wish that I feel like that anthology series was his sort of like answer to not being able to do Halloween as an anthology series. So it's just like him, John Carpenter presents, and it's all these different writers doing these different genres of comic books, which is really, really fun. But I would love John Carpenter to really sit down and write something. He did a Joker book last year, which felt very Carpenter-like, but I've seen other directors do comic books, and you always have to kind of like work within a certain boundary line because it is a comic book, and unless it's, that one in particular, I think, was in their Black Label, so it's their more like adult line of comic books.
Yeah.
It was still really, really good, though. Joe Hill stuff is great.
Always down for Joe Hill stuff.
Yeah. Hector has a bunch of recommendations, I'm sure, too. Between, I would probably have the least amount of recommendations. I feel like Zach and Hector would have an enormous
Hector's
amount.
hit me up because I told him I wanted to read Star Wars comics like 2 weeks ago, and he was immediately just like sending me all these recs that I've been going through.
Mm-hmm.
I started reading the Darth Maul series from 2018.
I really fell off the Star Wars comic book train. I kept up with it for a while up until episode 7 came out, and then I was like, they're just releasing like 5 different things, and it became too much. And I started reading some of the ones that led up to episode 9, and I only read, I think, 3 of them. I think there was 5 or 6, and it was really weird. They like recruit Admiral Akbar's son.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Admiral Akbar's son is like barely in the movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, he's in one shot where Poe calls him Junior, and you're like, okay, I guess. I guess.
All right. Hector's got you.
Hector's got me. I know. What else? Murder Falcon is basically a more metal version of Digimon. I guess. I never really watched Digimon, so I will take your word for it.
Undiscovered Country is a blast of a series.
Yeah. Zach's been reading that. I read a little bit of it. I really liked it. Again, it's just that whole thing of like keeping up with books on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
Is not always the easiest. We're going to be starting Witcher at 6:05. So you and I have 6 minutes.
Okay.
To just sit here and do nothing.
Vamp? We can vamp. Oh, you want to do nothing? I still have a cookie to eat.
What else is new?
Oh. Great.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I hope Parasite wins a bunch of Oscars. I'll ask you this question once you're done chewing this green tea.
Are you going to eat yours?
Yes. Why? You
it
want it?
It is so good. No, you eat it.
Oh, okay. You're trying to steal it from me over here. Did you see Parasite?
Yes. I probably will never watch it again because it made my anxiety spike so high.
Really?
Yeah. It's literally my entire biggest fear is being watched or inhabiting a space with someone and I don't know they're there. That's all that movie is. It sucks. But I love it. It's so good.
They're doing a screening of that movie on Sunday, and they're having the live orchestra play the score to the movie. And I immediately tweeted Zach, and I was like, Zach! And I sent the link. He's like, I'll be on a plane. I'm like, fuck. But
dude, I'll go.
See it. Maybe we should go. We have stuff to do this weekend, but I don't know if we'd be back in time.
So what time is it made?
I don't know. I think it's at like 6 or 7.
It'd be a big packed day for us. We can make it work.
What other movies have you seen from last year or from like the beginning of this year?
Parasite. I've seen most of the Oscars picks, the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've
1917?
asked me this, I haven't seen
Now you're under
1917.
pressure.
Yeah.
Come on.
I really want to see 1917. I
It's
might
so
go see
good.
that tonight.
It's so good. I really want to watch that movie like 5 more times because I want to see if I can try to figure out exactly where they do all their cuts
Yeah.
to hide the transition. There are a couple places that are very obvious.
Where they do like the wipe with a object or
Yeah,
something.
like they walk
Yeah.
past like a rock formation or something. But then there's other places where you're like, is this really 20 minutes long or does it just seem like that? I wouldn't put it past somebody like Roger Deakins who loves to just roll camera for the longest time imaginable.
I do really want to see Underwater.
Oh yeah, I do too. I actually heard it was fine.
Fine.
Yeah, like
Just
it
fine.
wasn't bad. It wasn't something incredible.
That's all you
But
can
I was,
ask for.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't need anything. I don't need every single movie to be some like knock me out of the park, crazy good movie.
Yeah.
Just be entertaining. Like that's what I care about more than anything. Which means I want to see Bad
Doolittle?
Boys.
Probably won't ever see Doolittle.
Yeah.
I read a scene from Doolittle.
Like for fun.
No, I read the summary in a review of like the last scene in Doolittle, and it's just not my cup of tea.
Oh, I think I saw something about that.
The
And it sounded-
bagpipe and the dragon.
Yeah, it sounded really weird. I'm like, Robert Downey Jr., what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, this is the first thing he's done after Avengers. And
Such a great performance in Avengers Endgame, and then you do Doolittle and you see the reviews and you're like,
maybe.
okay, maybe we should have stuck to something else. Maybe you and Jon Favreau should go make another movie.
Yeah.
Maybe like a chef movie, but it'll be about your character.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my favorite movie. It's so good.
He also produced the movie. Okay. So he can't be excused from any of that.
Hector says, more like Dr. Do Little, Do Late. Am I right? Hector. Oh, Hector.
I haven't seen Uncut Gems yet.
So good. I never would have thought that I would be convinced that Adam Sandler is as good as he is.
Yeah.
He's so good in that movie.
I heard that what's his face? The guy who played Abraham Lincoln. Oh
Daniel
my god.
Day-Lewis?
He called Adam personally and said, "You might not have got a nomination, but I think your work on screen in Uncut Gems was phenomenal." And I'm like,
You might
that's,
as well just ascend to heaven at
that's
that point.
better than any nomination.
That's amazing. Damn,
Yeah.
that's really, really cool. Yeah, he's really great in that movie. The Safdie brothers are great. The last movie that they did was Good Time with Robert Pattinson. Have you seen that?
Yes. Oh, I loved that
The
one.
movie's awesome.
Did you see the short they put out with Adam Sandler? Goldman, Silverman?
No?
It's Adam Sandler plays Goldman, which is just a street performer who's dressed in all gold. He's like the painted gold man. And he gets in a fight with a guy who's dressed as a silver man. And it's like a 10-minute long short where...
Shit. We have 1 minute. Otherwise, we'll be like, hold on, please. Excuse me. I'm going to pull this up.
It's very bizarre.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like really good movies out. I feel like we've been pretty lucky with how much great stuff has come out in the last. I mean, all throughout last year, I think there was a lot of really great stuff, but in particular, the last like 3-4 months,
Yeah.
Lighthouse was really good.
Lighthouse was fantastic.
So good. Yeah, Parasite was
Knives
great.
Out.
Knives Out was awesome. Never mind. I was going to say something and I won't say it on camera.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
I think that might be my favorite film of last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my number one still remains Peanut Butter Falcon.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was such. It's a very simple movie, but it really surprised me.
Yeah.
Because the whole time going into it, I thought it was Honey Boy.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I had no idea that it was 2 different movies.
That's really
Hi,
funny.
Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
How's it going?
What was your favorite film of 2019?
2019?
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Oh, fuck, dude.
Oh, fuck, bro.
Oh, no, dude.
Fuck, dude. Maybe Ad Astra?
Ad Astra? Okay. Ooh, Adam has
I
some
love
thoughts.
you. That movie was fucking awesome.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Ad Astra is great.
It's a slow burn. A lot of people didn't like it.
I have a lot of stuff to see, I'm learning.
The fact that Brad Pitt's been winning everything for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I'm like, dude, Ad Astra was so much better than that movie. Yeah, he was so much better. That movie's great. I really, really loved it. Did you like Interstellar?
Yeah.
Did you like Gravity?
I didn't watch Gravity. I don't really like that actress.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I don't really like her.
You don't have to whisper things.
You don't say that in this house.
The internet hears everything.
Shit.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't like Alfonso Cuarón, and I was like, okay, that's
No,
the
no,
show,
no.
everybody. Bye. No, but Gravity was really good. But yeah, if you liked Interstellar, I think you'll like Ad Astra a lot. There are some similarities in terms of it, obviously, like being set in space and stuff, but there's some really great character work done in that movie. And the visuals are amazing. The stuff that they shot on the moon was shot with like infrared cameras, so they could like black out the sky because it's shot in a desert.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, there's some really cool filmmaking techniques on that movie. Look at this handsome guy.
Wow. He looks like he's ready to fight some monsters.
Looks like he's ready to kill me. Yeah, that's fine.
Did people ask you about your job at the comic book shop? Yeah, I brought it up when I first started. Nice. Yeah.
Comics.
I loved that job so much. Blast Off was great.
Did you see a little movie called Avengers Endgame?
Avengers Endgame. Can you remind me what?
Had like this like hunky dude with a shield and had a star, and it was red, white, and blue, and there was a dude in like this like red and yellow armor and this talking raccoon.
I like just like gun movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I don't like it when they do pacifist shit.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't be into a dude throwing a hammer around?
No.
Okay. Well,
why would I be?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.
Avengers Endgame. Man, I still can think of the exact moment that Cap picked up Mjolnir and the reaction of the theater. The energy was something I will never forget and never experience ever again.
So it was me. It was a whole group of us, but it was me, Augie, Hector, Emily, and our buddy Pooch. I think the theater thought we were nuts because we went to a press screening on the Disney lot, and normally it's press. Everyone's like, "Yeah, watch the movie." When he picked up that hammer, I almost jumped out of my chair.
Oh, I did.
I was yelling so loud, and then when like finally the camera pans around, and he's like, "Avengers," and I was like, "You better say it! You better say it!" And then it goes silent. He goes, "Assemble," and I was just like, "Oh my!" I
have to start coming to like superhero movies with you guys.
We lose our mind.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame was great because we got to see it together, and that doesn't always happen because the press screenings are sort of at different times, but we made sure. I was like, guys, we got to go, we got to bring tissues, and we got to hold hands. So for 3 hours we were like this, just holding hands. It was really, really fun.
Did you see the new screenshots from What If Winter Soldier and Falcon?
Yes.
With US Agent?
Yeah,
I'm stoked. I'm stoked to hate a Cap.
I'm really, really curious what that show is going to be about.
I feel like it's going to be set after Endgame, and the whole US Agent thing is Sam's trying to use the shield, but the government's like, no, we're actually doing the Sokovia
we have our own
Accords.
Captain America, thanks.
We've already given him the serum. Do you have the serum? No, you don't. And it's going to be like Bucky and Sam trying to right the wrongs of the US government. I don't know. I'm really excited for What If.
I am. Oh, yeah. I saw some stuff at D23, and that looks really, really cool. Before we go, tell everybody where they can find you on the internet.
Hi, you can find me.
You've been here for an hour.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at RIP Mika, like rest in peace Mika. And Instagram is still the Siren Mika. I'm also on Kolak 1991 every Monday right here on Hyper RPG. So make sure you watch that too. That would be great. Thanks.
Bye.